All right, for those of you who want steps, clarity, clear action plans to scaling your company, this video is for you, because in this video, I'm showing you the blueprint to take your business from $0 to $1 million per year. And if you're wondering why I know this blueprint works, is because I've used it myself, not once, not twice, but 3 times to take 3 separate companies past $100,000 a month. In addition to that, 4 out of 5 of the clients that I have use this exact blueprint and add $10,000 to $50,000 per month to their agency in just the first 90 days. And we even have a handful of people that have also used this to surpass the $100,000 a month mark just in the last little bit here. So going to break down the exact steps that we're going to take. And then I'm also going to share with you this secret little Google Sheet calculator that we've been using that's just massively simplified, clarified everything, and just made it so much more easier. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that you're going to do is acquire your first client and build your first case study. So you're going to identify a niche, identify what the gold rush channel in that niche is. And basically what that means is where that niche hangs out, what's the easiest way to contact them. So if it's a niche where they're always on the phone, you might want to look at cold calling. If it's a niche where typically the decision maker is a little bit behind closed doors, you might want to look at cold email. Then you're going to identify the problem that needs to be solved. This is a big mistake that people make when it comes to starting an agency. They're like, oh, I want to run Facebook ads because Dylan runs Facebook ads for his clients, and that's not the way to think about it. You pick a niche, you figure out how you're going to contact that niche, then you figure out what problems that niche are having, and then you offer to solve their problems. They might not have a problem with running Facebook ads, so why would you offer that, right? But they might have a problem with talent recruitment. So that is what you would want to offer. Then you're going to go in there and create your initial no-brainer offer. Now, what I like to do is in the very beginning, this is for like if you're just starting, you have no idea what you're doing, just make a complete no-brainer. Like, hey, I'll get you 10 clients. You don't have to pay me until you've gotten your first 10 clients, right? Because you don't have any case studies. You don't have any other reason for people to believe. So you have to dramatically lower the effort and sacrifice on their end in order to get your first couple of clients in the door. Then you're going to build your appointment setting systems. You're going to build a sales process to sell. If the niche buys your no-brainer offer, awesome. We're going to find a mechanism to deliver on that no-brainer offer. Do we deliver results? Awesome. We're going to build our case study and our testimonial, and that's going to be the foundation of our marketing assets. And you can see here, there's a whole bunch of people that have used this to sign their first client when they were starting with absolutely nothing. Then we're going to create a no-brainer offer. So we're going to create a no-brainer partnership offer where essentially what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, if you can go into a business and add, let's say $50K a month to it, and you want to work on a 10% rev share basis, right? Well, you're going to take the first 10% of that, so $5K up front, and then you won't continue charging them until they've made, $50,001, right? And your guarantee with that could be an absolute break even, right? So, if you don't make them at least whatever you're charging them in profit right off the back, you refund them the difference. So there's absolutely no risk to them. They have everything to gain. And worst case scenario, it doesn't work out and they get to keep all the systems, the acquisition, like everything that you've built out for them, and it's been completely free for them, right? That's an absolute no-brainer offer. You're going to create your VSL and foundational assets. You're going to revise your appointment setting systems to set those meetings. You're going to revise your sales process to sell this new offer. And if they do, well, then you're going to continue on to doubling down on the appointment setting acquisition method. And you can see a whole bunch of people here that have used this and absolutely crushed it with it. So the acquisition system. Well, first, I'm going to share with you guys what the secret little Google Sheet calculator that we've used that has just massively simplified everything right here. Okay, so this is the OKR calculator. So all you're going to have to do is you're going to have to come into here and you just put how much money you want to make. You want to make 10K a month, 100K a month, $1 million a month, doesn't matter, because you're just going to put in that number here. And it's going to tell you the exact inputs that you need to do in order to hit that. So let's say you have the target of $100,000 a month, right? Well, with rebills and with recurring revenue, you're probably going to need to collect about $75,000 to $60,000 to $75,000 up front. So then on month 2, when rebills and things start to catch up, you're surpassed that $100,000 a month mark. So at the $75,000 a month mark, the next thing is you're going to put in your average order value. So this basically means that when you close a new client, what is the average that they pay? If you sell a $5,000 offer, right, and half of the people split it up into 2, well, then it would be 5,000 plus 2,500. The average of that would be 3,750, right? If 50% of people split it up into 2, 50% of people did 5,000, your average order value would be 3,750. So in that case, we'll put that here. Obviously, you're going to want to calculate this on your own. Then you're going to put in your closing rate and your show up rate, and it's going to tell you how many clients you need, how many show calls you need, how many book calls you need, and how many closers that you're going to need to fulfill on that volume. Then you have 3 systems that you can use in order to execute on that. So if you want to go the paid ads route and you have an average cost per book call of about $70, let's say you're not as good as advertising as we are here. You have a $100 cost per book call. You're going to need to be pumping out 10 new creatives a week with one setter, spending $15K a month on ads with a daily ad spend of $512. If you're going the cold email route, you have a meeting book percentage of 1%. You're going to need to send out 15,000 total new emails. Daily new email contacts is going to be 641. If with an email sequence of 4 length, that means you send 1 email and then have 3 follow-ups. You're going to be needing to send a total monthly emails of 61,000, totally daily emails of 2,500. You're going to need 117 emails and 58 domains in order to make that happen. And same thing with cold calling, right? Let's say you only have a 3% meeting book rate with a 154 to book 154 calls at a 3% meeting book rate. You're going to need to do 5,128 dials with 214 dials per day. Okay. So once you've established that, all you're going to do is you're going to build out the systems to make sure that that actually happens. So if it's not feasible for you to do 214 dials a day because you sit there and you manually type in each individual phone number and you manually go through Google Maps to try and make your calls, well then it's not going to work. So you need to build the systems in order to make it easy for you and or your team to execute on the inputs to guarantee your outputs. So what does that look like? Well, it looks like investing in software such as Close CRM, where you can upload a whole bunch of contacts that you scrape using data platforms or even Google Maps scrapers, as opposed to manually going through it, and then using like a power dialer or a predictable dialer so you can get through 100, 200, 300 dials per day in only a few hours of actual outreach, right? And we follow the same process for whether it be cold email, cold calling, or paid ads, or even DMs for the same thing. Okay. Once we've done that and we've optimized it until we are booking 154 appointments per month in this case, it's time to build out your sales process, right? So you need that sales asset build out your landing page and your website, package your case study, write your sales scripting framework, create your sales deck, and create your official contract. From there, you go through sales training, right? I hate that I have to tell this to people because it's so blatantly obvious that this should be like just obvious what you do, but so many people don't do it. I don't have a sales course, but if I had the choice to invest $5,000 to learn how to close at 20%, as opposed to sitting there and struggling closing at 5%, it would only take one deal to recoup my investment. And then from there on, I can close not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times the amount of people while taking the same amount of calls, just because I went through some sales training and learned how to sell. That's why it's super important that you do that. Then you also need to set up a professional sales environment, because I see so many of you guys, you sit there hunched over with your shitty little MacBook webcam, sitting there with your bedroom in your back and your dimly lit room, and you're trying to close $1, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 deals, and you're wondering why you keep getting told I need to think about it, because your prospect looking at you and they have absolutely no reason to trust you. So get a good webcam, get a good light. Find a decent background. If you don't have one, put up a backdrop behind you. Make yourself look presentable. Make yourself look like somebody that is worthy of actually being trusted with a $5,000 offer. We enroll in that sales training, and then we also got to block a minimum of 1 hour a day to actually train on sales, because that is the biggest lever to pull in this part of the business. And then once you get to a point where you've sold about 50 to 100K and you have proven product market fit and you have a proven sales process, that's when I recommend that you go in there and you play sales talent. From there, we follow this simple process when it comes to delivering results for our clients. We set things up and we start by just funnel hacking what's already working in the space. Then we set up all the systems to track data. Very important that we do that. We set up the systems to track data, because if you don't know what is going wrong, how are you going to fix it and make it better? Then we just consistently put in inputs, track the data, figure out what the weakest point of our service delivery process is, fix that problem, put in more inputs, track the data, figure out what the weakest point of our service delivery is, fix the problem, and we just continuously repeat this process over and over and over and over and over again until we have a foolproof system. And then when we have a foolproof system, we expand our service deliverings. We go in and we solve additional problems. And how do we do that? Well, we funnel hack what's already working. We track the data, we input the systems, we look at the data, and then we figure out what we need to do. We improve it, and we just continue to repeat that process. Okay. And that is the process that everything that you see here, 40 to 145K a month, billing clients 50K, 48K, 20K, billing a single customer over 80K, all these testimonials and case studies here, everything that you see here has been a result of following this exact process, because like I said earlier, it is, from my time, the only proven, simplified way to take an agency from zero to that first $1 million a year run rate. Now, if you want additional resources, and don't worry, it's 100% free, to actually how to build out these offers, actually how to build out these appointment setting processes, actually how to develop your sales process, actually how to develop the fulfillment process, I have a free $0 to $1 million agency challenge. You can link in the description. It's 100% free, no credit card, anything like that. I have step-by-step trainings for each individual part of this. If you want that, just click below and you can get instant access to that. Other than that, appreciate the hell out of you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Hope you guys got value out of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.